Hello, ma'am, and everyone. Good afternoon, good evening. We are from Group 2, and we are now going to be making a video about Bradmark case, Chapter 10. Next. Okay, so for Bradmark's internal control, we have divided it into three parts, which is first the input control, process control, and then also the output control. Okay, so for the input control, we have divided it into two. So the first one is purchase order or PO file. Okay, so the presence of a centralized PO file suggests a control over the initiation of purchase requests. However, the specific controls within the PO file, such as authorization requirements and segregation of duties, are not clear from the information provided. And the second one from the input control is review and update purchase order, which this step involves reviewing and updating the purchase order, which could potentially include controls such as verification of pricing, quantities, and authorized signatures. However, the specific controls in place are not described. Next.
Now let's move on to the process control. So the first pre-inventory vendor report. So basically this process control involves voucher preparation, payment authorization, inventory updates, vendor reconciliation, and check register maintenance. This control measure within this process such as segregation of duties, matching and reconciliation procedures, and authorization requirements are not specified.
Okay, so now I'm going to be discussing about the output control. We have two points for this output control. First is the sign and distribution check. The purpose of the sign and distribution of checks should have controls in place to make sure there's appropriate authorization and prevent unauthorized access to checks. And second is preparing reconciliation report. So this helps to ensure that the accounts payable records are accurate and complete. This specific control measures for this process, such as review and approval procedures, are not mentioned. Next. Okay, so we have actually analyzed several risks of fraud. The first one is authorized purchases or alterations of purchase orders. Second is unauthorized payments or alteration of payment amounts. Third is manipulation of inventory records, followed by fictitious vendors or invoices, and the last one is to unauthorized access to checks or check fraud. So to effectively mitigate the risk of fraudulent activities, it is very important for Bradmark to implement robust internal controls, including segregation of duties, proper authorization and approval processes, periodic reviews and reconciliations, and last is monitoring for unusual transactions or patterns.
Okay, so for the next part, we're going to analyze the audit concerns. The audit risk that we've analyzed is that the purchase discounts are actually not being applied or deducted as intended. And the audit objective for this audit risk is to identify transactions where the Bradmark failed to properly record the full amount. And the audit procedures is we're going to identify suspicious transactions in which the full amount and the discount amount is not properly recorded or not equal.
So, going to the ACL. ACL. Okay, so we first got to open voucher pay. We're already on voucher pay, and we're going to build an expression, which is the full amount equals. Okay, go back. Okay, no. Okay, go back, exit. Okay, so from the bigger picture of this, we can see that most of the discount amount is more or less 90 or 98% of the full amount. So we have assumed that the discount amount and the full amount that has not been properly recorded is one that has the same amount of value. So maybe you can build the expression of full amount and equals to discount amount.
Yes, this kind of amount. Okay. Okay, so maybe count records. Analyze, count records, and then okay. Okay, so out of the 295 records, we have identified 9 records that may be a source of either fraud or maybe just errors, and maybe the auditor can take precautions in order to investigate about this, since the discount amount and the full amount is the same or equal, and from the assumption that we did earlier, this kind of record is unusual, and the auditor may need to take a little bit more look into this. Okay, so for number 3, we are going to be explaining about the audit procedures according to the management assertions. Okay, so the first management assertion is completeness, and the audit objective is to examine the accounts payable amount to ensure it includes all purchases made and received during the specific period. And the audit procedure to be made, there are 2. The first one is analyze pattern using classification techniques to identify any anomalies, and also extract and create logic not PO num equals voucher pay PO num.
So the second one is valuation or allocation. So the first audit objective that we need to do is confirm that this inventory balance is accurately reported based on its net realizable value. So how do we do with the ACL? So first we identify and address any gaps or duplicates in the stratify and classify feature to detect any anomalies.
Okay, so for the last assertion, for accuracy, the objective is to validate that the payments made to vendors correctly represent the amounts owed. And the audit procedures for this accuracy is verify if there are any duplicate paychecks. And in the ACL, we are going to use the join feature to check for discrepancies between the order and the voucher files.
Going ahead to the first audit procedure for the first assertion, which is completeness. So the first procedure that we're going to do is to create a logic. So the first one, we need to go to record report, and then go to data, and then relate it, relate with voucher pay. Add table and then relate it with voucher pay. Yes, voucher pay.
Okay.
Yes, okay. Relate it on PO num. So take it. Okay, PO num. Okay. Okay, so finish that, and then. Oh no, you don't have to. We're gonna have to extract the data. So go to data, and then extract data, and then. Okay, so we're gonna choose fields. This one, fields. Extract fields, and then add all. And then press OK. And then since we are making a logic, we're gonna put something in the if. So put if, this build a new expression. Not. Yes, not. And then PO num here. No, PO num.
PO num, the second one.
Yes.
PO num.
Add a bracket first. Add a bracket. Yes, and then PO num equals. No, no bracket. Okay. Equals. And then go to table, and then from the voucher pay table. Yes, and then go to PO num again. Add PO num. Yes, and then close bracket, and then press OK.
Two.
Okay, 2.
Unrecorded.
underscore liability. Okay.
Okay.
Go to more. Okay. That's all good. And then press OK. Wait.
Okay.
So this one is the list of the unrecorded liabilities that is for Bradmark, and this explains that there is like anomalies in terms of because there are differences between the PO number or purchase order number that is in the record report file and also the voucher pay file. So the auditor may need to look more into it and investigate on why this is so. Next, for another method for the completeness is
We
go
go
to
we will go to purchase order. Purchase order.
purchase order. Yes,
Purchase order. And then we go to statistical. Analyze.
Statistic. Analyze. Statistic. Yes. Statistical. And then
Statistics. Yeah. On cost. Cost.
cost. Statistics on cost. Okay.
Okay.
Go. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So for this one, we can see that there is a data on the cost of the cost field on the purchase order, and you can see here in the lowest that there are negative numbers. So the costs are not supposed to be negative. So there is maybe kind of like an inaccuracy in the input of the data, or maybe there's kind of like a misclick or mistype, or maybe there is an indication of fraud also. So the auditor may need to take another investigation or look more into this anomaly. Next. Next we go to stratify. Still on purchase order.
Data. Analyze. Stratify. Still cost. Okay.
Okay, so this is kind of like also an eagle picture, a bigger picture on the stratification of the data. So as you can see here, there's also 250 counts of data that are between the interval of -6.8 and also 9.59, and this is something that the auditor needs to take a look more into. And also another method, if you want to look at it a little bit more detail, we can go to total fields and go to cost, and the one that is less than 0, go to okay, and then more.
Wait.
Go to more. Go to more, and then okay, just press okay. Okay, so from this we can gather that there are 7 records that are below 0 for costs, the specific number and the specific amount of how many that cost is, and from this the auditor can make sure or identify whether the anomaly that is caused by this error is material or not, depending on the total amount. Next to the second
Assertion.
yes, which is valuation or allocation. So the first thing that we need to do is
Okay, so the first thing, as we will go to voucher pay. Yes, already. And data. Analyze, look for duplicates. Yeah. look for duplicates. Duplicates on. Put your number. Put your number. Yeah. Yeah.
Fields. Fields is add all.
Yeah.
Output. Screen.
Okay.
Okay, so we have found no duplicates on the voucher number. So this means that in regards to voucher number, there are no duplicate entries on the voucher pay file, and that means that the valuation or allocation of this assertion is fulfilled. Next is
Next, maybe another method that we can try to check for the assertion is we can go to vendor, bawah atas voucher pay, vendor, analyze, look for duplicates, vendor number, vendor number.
Yes, this is vendor number.
Okay.
And list fields, you can add all.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so from this we can see that there is a duplicate on vendor number, which means that the valuation or allocation assertion is not fulfilled, and the auditor may need to look and see and investigate more on why this is so, because as you can see here, there is a vendor that has the same amount of number, but they have different
different transactions.
Wait. Okay, they have different cities, and also the name of the company is also different. The first one is MGMT, and the second one is Adams and Medic. So the auditor may need to look more into this. Next is the assertion of accuracy. So the first thing that we need to do is
We go to purchase order. And then we go to data and join tables with the voucher pay. Yes, and then after that, for the primary fields will be the extended cost. Primary fields.
No. Okay. That is the primary key. The primary key is PO num.
Remove the
PO num. Is it the same? Wait,
PO
let's look.
for the primary key.
Wait,
for
make
the
sure.
first one.
I'm make sure it's 5, and check PO num there.
No, it's 6. Sorry.
No. Yes, it's 5.
Oh, okay.
Same. Okay, so primary fields.
Is extended cost.
EXT.
Yes, and then PO num.
Scroll.
PO num.
Not
PO num. The first one.
PO num.
Okay, and for the secondary key, secondary fields is vendor number, yeah, that one, and full amount. Yes.
So you can just name it like join underscore voucher underscore PO maybe. PO. Yes. More. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Wait. Okay. So I think after this we can try to add a filter. Try add filter. Full amount. Not equals to. That one. Yeah. to the extended cost. Okay.
Maybe we can do analyze and then count records. Count records. The first one. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Yes. Okay. So from 312 files, 312 datas that we found in here, we have 37 records that does not have the same full amount and extended cost. And why should this be investigated more? Because the extended cost is supposed to be the full amount that the customers have paid or are recorded in the voucher pay. So the auditor may need to discover more or investigate more into this discrepancy or this anomaly, since there are relatively a lot of files that is I guess not as accurate as it is supposed to be.
Yeah.
And then the next method will be
Should we try to check for duplicates first?
yes.
Okay, so analyze and look for duplicates. Duplicates on.
Maybe the PO number. Yes. And then list fields, we can add all.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
There's a lot of
a lot.
Six.
There's a lot of duplicates. So this can maybe be another indication of another thing that the auditor needs to look into. And then I think that's it.
Yeah.
I think that's it for chapter 10.
Yeah. And thank you for watching our video for this chapter. Thank you.